What if I told you there was a class action lawsuit and you were entitled to a piece of $312 billion? Would you file? Because here's the thing, the money's already been allocated and it's got your name on it. But at the end of the year, most of it or all of it will disappear. And I'm not talking about a securities fraud case or a data breach settlement. I'm talking about your vacation days. Hey, my name is Nick, and this is the most uncomfortable truth about what Americans are missing out on when it comes to their PTO. So let me explain where the 312 billion comes from. One survey of over 1,500 US employees found that 62% of these employees are not using their paid time off. So when you take all this time off that people are not taking and you convert it into dollars, that's where you get the $312 billion from. But here's where it gets really strange. These aren't the people that don't have the days to begin with. Another report that surveyed about 3,000 US workers in 2025 found that 82% of them have paid time off available to them. So this means they have it, but they're not using it. But unlike most of the other developed nations of the world, the US does not have a federal law that requires paid time off for workers. What does exist is the Fair Labor Standards Act, but that basically just covers minimum wage, overtime, and child labor, but vacation is not mentioned. As of right now, according to our research, there's only 3 states that actually have any PTO regulations, and that's Maine, Nevada, and Illinois. So whatever days are in your offer letter, you only have them because your employer chose to give them to you, not because they're required to. And that means if you're not losing them, you're leaving some time on the table. And you're doing it while 85% of people from this survey said they would actively support employers giving a required amount of time off of vacation days each year. And that's kind of strange because something's off when 85% of people say they would like required time off, but 62% of workers aren't taking all of their time off. Now, before we get into why this keeps happening, let me set a baseline for you. The Bureau of Labor Statistics publishes something each year called the National Compensation Survey. And right now, the March 2025 version is the most current, so we'll base it off that. One of the things it does is track how much time off people get in the private sector depending on how long they've been at each company. After 1 year on the job, about 31% of workers will have about 10 to 14 days off. Another 31% will have between 5 and 9. So the majority of workers in the US are somewhere between that 5 and 14-day window after 1 year of working at a company. After 5 years, that middle band will shift upward, and after 10 years, 31% of employees will have between 15 and 19 days off. And finally, after 20 years of service, a full third of the workforce will have over 24 days off. But I'd also like to point out that there's an issue that's underneath all of this, and it has to do with the lower income workers. Like we uncovered earlier, access to PTO is not required. And this shows in the fact that of the 10% lowest earners in the US, 50% of them don't have access to any form of time off. So when we talk about $312 billion going unclaimed, we also have to recognize that a lot of people aren't even getting a claim at all. They don't have time off to begin with. Now, that's an entirely different problem, but it's worth mentioning. So why does this keep on happening if most workers have the days and most workers want the time off? Why are they not taking time off? The potential reason is something I would call leave suppression culture, and it looks like this. First, the management layer. FlexJobs found that 25% of workers said that their manager would actively discourage them from taking a full week off. So it isn't a written policy, but there's this silent pressure that's keeping Americans from taking their time off. But there's a couple more reasons as well, and one of them is kind of ironic. This Eagle Hill consulting survey asked workers why they weren't taking their PTO, and the number one reason was cost of travel, which makes sense, but you don't have to travel if you're going on vacation. You can just take time off if you want. The number 2 reason, cited by 28% of people, was internal pressure. So if they aren't feeling it from their manager, they have self-imposed pressure that's stopping them from taking the time off that they need to reset. Okay, but why does any of this matter? For one thing, people are burned out. Mindshare Partners' 2025 Mental Health at Work report found that 3/4 of US workers felt burned out at some point in the last year, with more than half experiencing a moderate to severe amount. And if the burnout angle isn't good enough, there's also the retention angle too. Burned out employees are 3 times more likely to say that they're planning on leaving their employer in the next year. And replacing an employee costs anywhere from 50% to 200% of their annual salary, depending on the level of the employee. So the companies with cultures that suppress PTO use, whether they want to or not, aren't saving money or productivity. They're running up a tab that they're going to pay in turnover, recruiting, and hiring processes. And like I said, a lot of that comes down to company culture. And one of the cool things that we've noticed after building Vacation Tracker is how much more empowered users feel to request time off using our platform. We know the science on this now, and when the brain gets to rest, and genuinely rest, not just log off of Slack for a little while, it activates what neuroscientists call the default mode network. This is the system responsible for creative thinking, problem solving, and connecting ideas that don't obviously go together. There's actually a longitudinal study from Frontiers in Psychology that found something kind of counterintuitive. The creative boost that people got from a vacation didn't peak until 2 weeks after the vacation. It showed that the brain needs time to actually integrate the reset from the rest that you get. And that's the thing that most companies get wrong. They think of leave as time subtracted from work, but really the research shows that it's an input for better work. And if you don't know, Vacation Tracker is a PTO tracking software that can integrate into Slack, Microsoft Teams, or even Google Workspace, but it's designed around the belief that company leave culture is super important. And most companies manage it as an afterthought. The companies that take PTO seriously aren't being soft. They're actually investing in the conditions that make better work possible. But having a leave tracking software isn't the only thing that's going to make your company culture around time off better. So what other research is out there to not fall into this trap? First, one that's a little bit boring, planning ahead. Most unused PTO probably isn't a deliberate choice. People want to take time off and they wait for a good time, but that good time doesn't really come. They have to plan ahead. It goes without saying that if you plan your vacations ahead of time, you're more likely to take vacations. And the second thing that leaders in a company can do is actually visibly show what it means to have a good culture. And this is so important because 71% of executives believe that employee engagement is what separates the best teams from the worst. And Gallup has consistently shown that 70% of employee engagement comes down to their manager. If a manager doesn't take time off or takes it but is still visibly active, that is subconsciously becoming the culture that you're creating for the company. So this means that the single most effective thing that a company can do for their PTO utilization is to actually have the people take time off. But not only take the time off, encourage others to take time off and talk about it openly. A country with no federal leave laws, where a quarter of the workforce doesn't take time off, and where burnout is happening all over the place, this doesn't happen because people don't want time off. Because like we said before, workers would gladly welcome being told to take more time off. The companies that figure this out are not going to win because they're the nice place to be. They're going to win because they'll have people that can actually think. And right now, the competition is burning out. If you want to give Vacation Tracker a try, check the link in the description. And if nothing else, go put some time on your calendar before this year fills up, and we'll see you in the next video.